morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the show. It is a Wednesday, April 17th. I know a lot of people right now are getting ready for their morning, as I am. It is looking pretty good. I am based in Miami, as you guys already know. Welcome back to the show, April 17th. I'm organizing some stuff here, just so you guys probably can already tell. We got a lot to talk about today with the Kansas City Chiefs, the rumors, the news, what's going on. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, obviously Taylor Swift. More draft picks, plans, what's going on, how long will they play, the stadium, the fans, and all of that. But let me tell you something before I get into that. I literally tried to make a Cuban coffee this morning. That shit turned out terrible. I literally practiced making it like I thought I had it down. Didn't work out so hot. Good thing my wife was looking up stuff on YouTube. I was like, that's because you put this little clip here. I was like, yeah, so about that. But anyway, I got my Cuban coffee made thanks to her, and now it's perfect. A little cold. That's okay, because I had it sitting here. But let me tell you something. We're diving into right now the Kansas City Chiefs. People that are coming in here, giving them a chance to jump in. The news, the rumors, the report on what's going on. I got to tell you, there's a lot to talk about. So what are they up to now, right? Like, what are the Kansas City Chiefs up to now in the offseason, preparing for the draft? The OTAs will come up, preseason, the regular season. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing that's so damn good? Why do they keep winning? Like, if I was another organization and I was a coach or I was a player, I would say, okay, who do we study? We study the greats, right? We study the people that are phenomenal, the people that are wonderful, the people that win games, the people that win Super Bowls, the teams that win Super Bowls, and that's Kansas City Chiefs. What are they up to now? What are they doing in the offseason? Patrick Mahomes, the Warrior, obviously everybody knows, running through the smoke there for the grand entrance in front of a sold-out, packed house, Arrowhead Stadium, winning games, winning Super Bowls. What are they up to? What are they doing? Who are they picking up? What's their draft looking like, right? So all I'm saying is this. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs today because they're making some big-time decisions, and there's some rumors out there and some news. But more importantly, who are they picking up? And I got to tell you something. Before we go into this whole thing, I got a lot of pictures here that I grabbed to show you guys. I can pull up and go over. But remember, we talked about one particular thing that they did, right? And what they did to start the whole situation was they went out and got this guy, Louis Rezamet, a guy that plays rugby. Right? I went over this, and we're going to get through this in a second, get to what's going on right now. They signed this guy, and people are like, why the hell did you sign him? Well, I didn't know this. I don't know if you guys know this, but in rugby, like, this is what I was told, right? So let me break this down a little better. This is what I was told, not what I know, but after studying it a little bit. In rugby, like, they barely use timeouts. They barely use substitutions. They're running up and down the field like soccer, but obviously tackling people on defense and then making plays on offense. So the kind of player you got to be, and I got to tell you, I had little to no respect for rugby growing up because I didn't follow it. Knew nothing about rugby, to be completely honest with you. But playing football, tough man sport. Rugby, I got to tell you, after looking into it, watching, like, this is next level stuff. Like, this guy they brought on, Louis Rezamet, is running down the field, scoring touchdowns, turning around and making tackles in open field, hitting people. So I'm just thinking going, okay, Kansas City Chiefs got to be excited to get a guy like this, a guy that's going to step up, make plays, put him in multiple positions. Like, you put the guy at running back, you put the guy at linebacker. Like, literally, like, this guy can play a lot of positions. And people are like, why are the Chiefs so good? They do the things that they do things in the offseason other teams are not doing. Right? So let's go into that for a second. We're not just talking about, Louis Rezamet. We're not just talking about Patrick Mahomes. We're talking about the collective operation. What are they up to right now, right? Like, what are they doing in the offseason? How are they training? And I got to tell you something. After watching and looking around, I'm seeing Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift all over at Coachella. We're going to that in a second. But Patrick Mahomes, okay, is 150% along with the rest of the Chiefs roster, is expecting to win 3 straight this season coming up. Like, they're expecting to win another championship, right? And this is when I go back in time. This was Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce in year 1. Like, this is what they look like, right? Like, Patrick Mahomes still looks pretty similar. Travis Kelce, a little bit old, a little bit more mature. You can see his younger days coming out of Cincinnati. After watching them grow as rookies in the league and showing up and playing together, year 1 together, I should say, they're expecting right now to win a 3rd straight. And people are like, how are they doing that? They're making a lot of changes right now. At first, it was like, What are the Chiefs doing? Not making any changes. Well, they probably shouldn't. Why? Because they're winning. Like when you're winning games, you don't make that many changes. Like that's the thing. Like to win 3 straight, what they got to do? Be healthy. Number one, if they won last season, they got the same players or re-signing players. They got their star talent. Now it's like, okay, who do we bring in? I'm going to get to that right now because I think this is so important. They need to draft a receiver, and they're going to. I'm going to show you right now news and rumors on who they're going to bring in. I think you're going to like what you hear, especially if you're a Chiefs fan. We have a lot to show you right now with the receiver they're going to pick more than likely and what it looks like right now for the upcoming season. Like, they want to win 3 straight. They won 2 straight. When that last season you're watching them, you're like, oh, the Chiefs, yeah, well, they're not playing that good. And I was one of those people. They're not playing that good. They have no identity, and they didn't. They were just Patrick Mahomes scrambling around, making plays, handing it off, throwing to Travis Kelce as much as possible, and wasn't playing that good. Obviously, picked up a rugby player. Great pickup in the offseason. We think, who knows? We'll see how he transitions into the NFL. Will be a lot different. But Patrick Mahomes, they expect to win 3 straight. If they win 3 straight, we'll get to that in a second. Are they the best of all time? If they win 3 consecutive Super Bowls, we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, let me get to this. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. The hype, is the hype real? Like, is it a distraction? Because every time I talk about them, they're all over the media. Like right now, I got a picture to show you. Like they're literally walking through Coachella. I mean, this is what you're seeing now, right? Like this is the kind of media. Attention, Travis Kelce walking through Coachella, just living life to the fullest, right? Like winning games during the season and then in the off season, getting out there and enjoying their life, like all over, like just walking out in the public eye, enjoying it. I got to tell you something. This relationship, people are like, this shit's not going to work, right? Like, she's too important. She's too popular. Let me take a look right now at some of the stuff in the chat. What are we saying here, Rick? If they didn't get every call, are you saying the Chiefs, Rick, are you saying the Chiefs are just, like, basically just lucky because the refs are on their side? Is that what you're saying? Good morning, everybody in the chat. Good morning, Brandon. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Brandon. Good morning, everybody that's popping in here. Are you saying, Rick, they just got every call and you think the refs are on their side? Let us know in that chat right now. I think that's what you're pretty much saying. But Travis Kelce's enjoying his freaking life. I mean, to the fullest at this point. And the hype is real. She's in the press box. She's up there getting all her fan base. I got it pulled up here. Like literally, Patrick Mahomes, I believe, is 28 years old. He's on contract for the next couple years. Travis Kelce under contract for the next couple years. Also, he's, 34 years old? Taylor Swift is also 34 years old, ironically. But it's like the hype is like she's bringing so much attention to the Chiefs. And I made it very clear for people to understand. She's bringing so much attention to the Kansas Chiefs and to the NFL. Like, it's like, okay, she's helping build it, bringing all those people that love her, the paparazzi, the fan base, all the people that love music, love Taylor Swift. They're all jumping on board going, damn, the Kansas City Chiefs are that good. Like, if she likes the Chiefs, I like the Chiefs. And so I'm going to get to in a second at the end of this segment here about their fans and also about the stadium and what they're talking about and what they're looking to do, because they may actually look to leave Arrowhead Stadium. And I made that clear on another video. I'm going to go into that in a second. But yeah, the hype is real. She's bringing it in, and they are the paparazzi of the NFL. Hands down, when you talk about the NFL, you have your teams, and you go to the Chiefs, and then you could stay on the Chiefs for like 30 minutes talking about what's going on there, who they're bringing in, the celebrity. She's making all those players even more famous. It's true. Even Patrick Mahomes' wife, like she's even getting more famous, hanging out with Taylor Swift. But listen, how much does Travis Kelce have left in the tank, right? And you see the anger here. Like, he still has it boiling. He still has it going. He's still chasing it. He still has that built-up competitive nature, which is great because that's what you need to win football games. And obviously, this was one of those things that we saw with him on the sideline. This doesn't, explain him in a nutshell, but it just says, look, this was pretty interesting. And Travis Kelce had to light that fire. Why? Because when they weren't stepping up and playing to the right caliber level, he started getting fired up, like, keep me in the game. That is what you want to see out of your captain. That's what you want to see out of your tight end. That's what you want to see out of someone who's motivating that team, a star player. He's got his eyes on the game. And I'm just saying, how much does he have in the tank? Probably 4 or 5 more years if he wants to. But what's realistically going to happen? Is he going to stay there? Is he going to leave? What do you guys think? Will Travis Kelce play several more seasons? I know that he's not going to play. If Patrick Mahomes leaves, he won't stay, obviously. And I believe If Patrick Mahomes loses Travis Kelce, he's going to go, okay, I need more weapons around me. 28 years old, has a lot of life to live. Patrick Mahomes made over $450 million in his contract, tons of endorsement deals, and he will get another extended massive contract if he's healthy, probably with the Chiefs. So how long will he stay there, and how much does he have with Travis Kelce in the tank? Probably a couple years, I mean, if he wants to play. Brother Jason Kelce said, look, it's time to go, time to retire, and I understand that. Like, it was just at that point where he said, I did a lot, played a lot of seasons, won a lot of games, maybe didn't win last season like he wanted to, but now he's showing up moral support for Travis Kelce and kind of wants to join their team, right? Like, Jason Kelce would love to join the Chiefs this season. I'm just saying, if he can come back for 1 year, jump in there, play with his brother, Patrick Mahomes, try to run into another Super Bowl, will be a very interesting dynamic. Not saying it's going to happen, but it's something that possibly could if he wanted to. But check this out. Now, let's get into this part of the conversation. The Chiefs' NFL draft needs and possibilities. Listen, I've been saying this. They need a receiver. The Kansas City Chiefs need a receiver desperately into this season again. They had some issues with Rashee Rice, a couple of things off the field, obviously involved in police incidents, arrests, yada, 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 driving, speeding, doesn't really matter. The point is, that was their receiver. They need a receiver, and the star talent right now that they want to go for is right here. And I don't want to say his name wrong, so let me pull it up just to make it clear. Got a bunch of computers over here. I want to say Adonai Mitchell. That's how we're going to say Adonai Mitchell. Okay, this guy here from Texas, beast player, the receiving weapon that the Kansas City Chiefs could definitely pick up, was running a 4.3 40, excellent type receiver, prototype guy, a guy that the Chiefs definitely should go for. They need a receiver, and here's what I'm saying. At the Combine, the guy was phenomenal. He was lights out. People were like, I like this guy. Guess what? The Chiefs need a receiver. And their pick is like, what, 24th in the draft? So they have a chance to start looking at a guy like this. And if they pick up a star receiver like this, they're going to find themselves right back in the driver's seat again. They have all their weapons basically back. If they look at some offense and defensive line people, that's what I would say to go for and keep building, obviously based around Patrick Mahomes, keeping him healthy, keeping him safe back there in the pocket. And then you got players like this that can step in and be a number 1, number 2, number 3 guy and add to what Patrick Mahomes needs. As he's scrambling around and those routes are coming, they break some routes off, he can look down the field and hit a guy like this. He can hit him with screens. He can hit him with bubble screens. Like, this is the kind of guy you could bring in that's got blazing speed, blazing talent. This is exactly who the Chiefs want to pick up. And they're really inside the draft. I will be looking at some defensive players, maybe pick up a linebacker or a defensive lineman to keep the pressure on the team you're playing against. Like, that's realistically what you need to go for. But this receiver is all I'm saying. I have some other pictures to pull up here. But if they get a guy like this, they're going to be very happy, very excited. And Chiefs fans that are watching that will see this clip as we upload into the live report here with YouTube, with all the news, report, and rumors here that you're seeing. This is a guy that they can be very, very, very excited about. And they need a receiver. That's all I'm saying. As I look at the other positions, the defensive line, the offensive line, like, that's exactly where I would stay. Like, let's not fix what's not broken. Like, let's not try to go out there and fix something. You won a Super Bowl. How can we tighten up? How can we buckle up for 2024 into this season, heading into preseason? You're going to have OTAs. You're going to have these guys coming in. You can check out other running backs, obviously, that will come in. You can check out other skill positions, but primarily get your receiver and look at who's going to block and protect Patrick Mahomes. That's all I'm saying. Those guys are the key ingredient, and on the defensive side, putting pressure on the team. But that's exactly what they need, and the possibilities are there. Get a star receiver, and you're going to see the Chiefs back in the Super Bowl once again. Check this out. So, will the Chiefs arguably be the best team in NFL history with the Super Bowl this year? If they win again, I'm saying you're comparing to teams like Tom Brady with the Patriots. I know Rick came in here for a second, was talking about that. How do they compare to those teams, the Dallas Cowboys, the 49ers, like those groups? How do they compare to those people? I'm just saying, when I look at those teams and those matchups and say, hey, when I look at Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, that collective group, and they're just winning Super Bowls, you start looking around going, where's all the talent at? Like, where are all the stars? Like, there's some other players, but it isn't like I've been naming off like the Dallas Cowboys where there's like 15 players on the team. Everybody like knows everybody. When you look at the Chiefs, there's a lot happening. And let me tell you something. The Super Bowl is what they go for every single year. They're not letting up. And when it's time to ball, they ball. When it's time to play, they play. And the Chiefs, it's like put up or shut up. They don't really care. They step into the game. They do their best, injuries or not. And then let me tell you something. The biggest part that I think is so important that people don't really say much about is right here. Your fan base. You see here, decibel up. Like those guys out there, this is what you're dealing with. Like you're showing up and you're seeing people in the stands, in the arena, the atmosphere. You have people like this on the screen right now. You have fans like that are showing up for every single game, painted, towels, blankets, banners, whatever you want to call it, jerseys. Like these are the kind of people and the kind of fans that you really need to create the atmosphere that you need for your team to continue winning. The question is, how long will they play in Kansas City? And there's Kansas City, Kansas, and there's Kansas City, Missouri. But at Arrowhead Stadium, we're talking about right now, and a lot of the Chiefs fans were like, they're never leaving. They're not leaving. What I can tell you is they're putting up a lot of money. They said, quote unquote, and I said this before, about $800 million to renovate the stadium. If they spend $800 million, they're going to put up some money. Whatever, $300 to $400 million they're going to put up. But they want to raise taxes in the city to bring that money in. The owners want to do that so they can support the rest of the build out of the stadium. A lot of people are like, wow, that's not right. The guy's a billionaire. He has multiple billions of dollars. They should fund their own stadium. These Chiefs fans are showing up. The Chiefs faithful, and they are. Like one thing I will tell you is these fans are so damn faithful and so damn loyal that they're stepping up. And I think they're like, whoa, why would you do that? We're bringing all these ticket sales. We're buying all your merchandise. We're wearing all these jerseys. Like, listen, I'm not saying that they shouldn't get any money from the city because they're bringing a big time entertainment source. And in Kansas, I've been to Kansas, right around Kansas, I'm not saying anything bad about the state. The state's great. But it's not like you ride around and you're like full of entertainment. Like it isn't like you're in LA, Miami, New York. I'm not saying that they even want that because I'm pretty sure the people in Kansas don't want all that craziness going on. And that's why they live in Kansas. If not, they'd want to leave and go there. So being in Kansas, you get people like this, the faithful, the people showing up, and this is their weekend. This is their Sunday. This is their hurrah. This is what they love. They're showing up and they're ready to support their team. And Super Bowl after Super Bowl, they're showing up. Obviously, during the parade they had, there was shootings and a little bit of craziness going on, which was something that obviously wasn't too good and wasn't happy. And people were like, okay, some crazy person showed up, yada, yada, yada. But when it comes to the fan base and what they're doing, they better stay in Arrowhead Stadium. They better make it work. Those people are on their side. And like I said, they are looking to win another Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes definitely wants to. Will they be the best of all time? And everybody will say, as time goes on, people start thinking about the new era, right? Like the Michael Jordan is gone. Then LeBron James comes. Very few and far in between do you have people like LeBron James and Michael Jordan, right? So in this situation, very few and far in between do you have teams of this nature, like the Dallas Cowboys winning straight, or the 49ers, right, doing that, or these teams. Very few do you have that. And so the Kansas City Chiefs, if they win a Super Bowl this year, I'm pretty sure people are going to be like, this is the best franchise in the modern day area, obviously in the modern day era. You're like, okay, this is the best probably ever, especially Chiefs fans are going to say this is the best teams ever. So how long will they be there? They got plenty of time. Patrick Mahomes has plenty of time. And as I have some other pictures to pull up as well of the team. Here's Arrowhead Stadium right here. Let me merge that in. This is what this stadium looks like. And this is the main conversation, really, out in Kansas for the most part. Like, this is where they share a lot of time. A lot of awesome memories are developed right there in that stadium. And I don't think that the Chiefs are going to like the situation. Those fans like the situation of uplifting out of that arena and going to another location. This is the bread and butter. This is what they love, and this is what they do. And this guy right here is the guy that's running the show. Patrick Mahomes is running the show. And I got to tell you, if they pick up a receiver, if in fact they pick up a receiver, I truly do not think there is a team in the National Football League this season. People are like, oh, Joe Burrow, this is the year for Joe Burrow to step up and compete with the Chiefs. Like, he's going to step up. They're built. It's all over the media right now. Take a look at it. They're saying the Bengals are built to beat the Chiefs this year. When I watch and see what these guys are doing in the offseason. And then I watch players that they pick up, like I just showed you, like Louis Rees-Zammit. And then you see the energy levels that these guys are bringing. I have tons of other pictures on here of watching. You see how they started and where they ended. These guys want to be Super Bowl champions. And if they pick up a starting receiver like you saw right there, I just think that there's going to be no different this season. And a lot of people keep talking about what teams can compete. There really isn't any teams really competing. Like, they're going to be great, but do they have a quarterback of this magnitude that can do it? You can talk about the Steelers. I like the Steelers. They're bringing Russell Wilson, and you're like, okay, he's going to run the show. And then what do? Bring in another quarterback. You're like, okay, they're just in shambles a little bit. I like the Steelers. Love the Steelers. Love the franchise. But the Chiefs have stability. They have nature, and they have a team that's collectively winning year in and year out. And that's what it takes right now. People want to win right now. What have you done for me lately? How is your coaching staff? Andy Reid is phenomenal. Like, as you go across the board, you're like, who's my coach? Who's my quarterback? Who's my running back? Who's my tight end? We're talking about Pacheco, too, an excellent running back as well. Right? So I look at the whole group and you look at the whole team base. You wonder why they end up like this all the time. They end up in Super Bowls because all their entire team is just balling out start to finish, and they just have that aggressive nature, and they're bringing more people on this offseason. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Chiefs now. I think they're doing what they got to do. And when they stepped up and won this past year's Super Bowl without having several receivers on the roster, yeah, they had some, Rashee Rice, right? Without having several receivers on the roster, and they still got the W. Some people will say Chiefs got lucky. The refs stepped them out. Some people will say it's fixed. Some people will say that's crazy. But all I'm saying is the Chiefs have one hell of an opportunity this season to end up victorious again and winning another Super Bowl. Guys, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on Thursday morning, 10 o'clock. Listen, we got some lives on some live shows I'm going on. I'm going to be going on in NFL Live with the Detroit Lions, obviously also with Herman Moore, I believe, and Mike from their line. Also coming on here, play-by-plays we have going on too. If you watch basketball, don't forget, we have on the 20th, we have a game. We have the Celtics. We have the Knicks live play-by-play NBA. Basketball, football, a lot going on. I hope you guys enjoy your morning today. Some information today on the Kansas City Chiefs as we move forward. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the New York Giants. We have the New York Jets. We got a lot to do. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you're watching right now, and get ready because there's a lot of action-packed people and also some guests coming on. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday on today's date, April 17th, and we'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early at 10 a.m. on the 18th. Until next time.